Oh my word, such impressive display from the Black Stars today, and especially from Mohamed Kudus. You can see I've shouted and my voice, it's even hard for me to speak right now. This is how we want to see the Black Stars play. Coming out with so much confidence and fearlessness. I must say that though we couldn't get the win that we wanted, I was quite impressed by the way the Black Stars played today. So, with much ado, let's quickly take a look at how the game went and the tactics that both teams were trying to deploy on the field of play. Okay, so both teams started with the same formation, that is the 4-2-3-1 formation. Egypt playing slightly different from the way the Black Stars were playing, in the sense that Egypt were trying to create this box rest defense to be able to curtail Mohamed Kudus and our striker here. And when they were attacking, they were always trying to load the wings. That is, their wing backs were always trying to get more players moving at our lateral defenders like this when they were attacking. And that is how they have been playing. Even the first game that they played, that is the same style of play. Anytime they are attacking, they make sure that El Neni and one of their midfielders, they had this shape in case they lose the ball and the other team tries to get them on the counter. They always have this box here so that they will push their left back and then their right back in this position. And it sports is the way that they've been playing for a long time. That's how they play. So if you realize when they were attacking us, you can see that almost all the time they had about 2 or 3 people on Dennis Odoi like this, and that actually was kind of what was causing problems for Ghana. And one thing that I must say is that if we have realized, this position has been a problem for the Black Stars for quite some time now. This particular position has been a place that we normally concede goals. When we played against Comoros in the World Cup qualifiers, we conceded a goal in this position, especially when the attackers tries to come to the box and then cut in like this. We always have problems defending such situations. And even on the left side of our defense, we always get the same problems. Our first game, we conceded a goal like that when we played our first game in this AFCON. So I think that is something that our players should be able to look at. If maybe we can get Salas dropping in deep a little bit, or maybe one of the central defenders stepping up or trying to cover up for Gideon Mensah, it will help, because most of the times when we get our wingers going forward, they almost often try not to draw back in that fast pace, and that causes a lot of problems for our lateral defenders. So I think our defenders and maybe possibly our midfielders should also take a look at, and then we can possibly solve that problem. And looking at how Ghana played today, I think finally Coach Chris Hughton has finally found his perfect midfield. And to be honest, this midfield, it turns out, is not surprising to anyone. It's not surprising to anyone who knows football, who has been following the Black Stars for a while now. This is the midfield that we have been craving for. We have been asking Coach Chris Hughton, play Majid Ashimeru, play him in the midfield. You see, these are the kind of players that if you have in your team, okay, even just their presence creates an impact in the team. Because right now you have a player who is kind of bulldozing in the midfield for you. A player who will do all the hard work, that is in Saleh Samed. And when you win the ball, you have a player who can dribble, who can pass opposing players, get get a through pass or a long ball. He's kind of he's a perfect midfielder. Okay, he tackles. He's not a player that you say doesn't tackle. He tackles. And when he has the ball on his feet, it's kind of perfect. And then you have a perfect number 10 as well in Mohamed Kudus, who will set up play for you, who can score for you, who can even help in tackling in the midfield as well for you. You can set up in this formation 4-3-3. You can set up in this formation 4-2-3-1. You can set up in this formation 4-4-4-1-4-1. It works perfectly for Ghana. So I don't know why it has taken Chris Hughton this long to actually see this kind of midfield for the Black Stars. This is the midfield that we want, and this is the way that we want to play. We have to be proactive. We don't have to always be waiting for our opponents to do something before we react. We have to be proactive. And today the Black Stars actually showed that we can actually face the top teams in Africa. Scoring first against Egypt is not an easy task. Honestly, scoring first against Egypt is not an easy task. This Egypt team, I think this is not the best Egypt team that we have seen in years gone by. This Egypt team are actually, they are not really playing to their best at the moment, but this game they really turned up, and it made the game so interesting to watch. I was really impressed with the way the Black Stars set up today. I think though we couldn't get a win, but we can say that Chris Hughton has finally found the team that he can actually go forward with. And also today, I was quite impressed with the way that Jordan Ayew was able to hold up play. Jordan, people really criticize him, but his importance in this team is immeasurable. Taking players on. If it hadn't been the unfortunate situations that we got and then conceded those goals, it was a game for us. It was a game for us. Those players that weren't able to hold up and lost the game for us, I think we shouldn't blame them too much. Sometimes these kind of things happen in football. So we should just encourage Inaki Williams and then Osman Bukari. On a good day, they can do wonders for us. So I think we should just encourage those players to keep their head up and then fight on, because it is not lost. We can still qualify from this group. We can qualify, just that we'll need a little bit of luck. Today, luck was not on our side. Honestly, this particular competition, luck has not been on our side. The first game, the same thing happened. And this game as well, luck was not on our side. Just that with the brilliance of Mohamed Kudus and he coming into the team right now, I think with some little tweaks, Coach Chris Hughton can do something.